I am most compelled to welcome a minister who is one of us and walk among us with mercy and compassion. I also found out he's the founder of the House of Mizrahi. Father, I welcome to the stage from Washington Heights Collegiate Church, the divine warrior, Reverend Melvin Miller.
Good afternoon. Yes, my name is Reverend Melvin Miller from Fort Washington Collegiate Church, representing also all the collegiate churches of New York. I'm honored to be here today to share in this demonstration of justice for the most vulnerable population in the United States, our young people. I've come representing religious people of faith, people who believe in a power that are greater than ourselves, to break down the walls of injustice and break through the barriers of hate and immorality. So we've come here to join in the fight. And also, each and every one of us have come here today to dramatize a sad and disturbing situation in the life of our country and our community. We've come here to raise our voices and to stump our feet and to boldly act out and protest to an inhumane and callous truth. We've come because we cannot and will not be quiet. We've come here because we will not allow our silence to be betrayal. And so as I stand here, I also say to my fellow religious communities, in this day and age, we cannot come and stand on the sidelines of issues of moral concern. We cannot be weak and effectual voices with an uncertain sound. We have a spiritual responsibility to take up the moral ground, the high moral ground, and to fight on behalf of the children of God, all of the children of God. Our job as pastors and rabbis and imams and all religious leaders everywhere is not only here to shepherd the flock, but we're also here to fight the wolves. And so on the occasion of this LGBTQ rally for homelessness, I issue a decreed request to the religious leaders and communities everywhere to demand the homeless kids be sheltered in our nation. We cannot be quiet in the face of such cruel and tragic reality. The reality that over 40% of homeless youth are LGBTQI. That over 75% of them have to resort to alcohol and drug use to medicate and deal with the issue of being homeless. That over 47% of them leave their houses because of the abuse in their house. And HIV and AIDS rate is 2 to 10 times higher among this population than their fellow populations all across the country. And yet, while these statistics are so sickening and deplorable, our national and state budgets do not reflect the mercy and justice toward this tragedy. America, the richest and most powerful nation in the world, can well lead the way to the revolution to have this be different. The national and state budgets are moral documents, and we've come here to remind them of that. We've come to remind them, our national, state, and city leaders, that they have a moral and an ethical responsibility to care for the least of these, the young people. And we've come here today to sound an alarm, to make a rally cry to confront our government directly and dramatically. We've come to say to the men and women who are at the forefront of our national and local governments to courageously stand up and lay pen and ink to a budget that provides not only beds, but also resources for all homeless kids in America. Each and every year, the youth beds are cut and are even not included in the federal budget. On any given Monday like this one where we are here today, homeless young people who identify as lesbian, as gay, as transgender, as bisexual, as queer and questioning, they are all here. They are forced to deal with unimaginable things to negotiate these streets of the United States. So sisters and brothers, yet another great marathon of justice stands before us right now to join in the march. And this time we are racing to have homeless kids sheltered in this nation. It is the race of the ages, but as the song echoes, we will run until we're finished. You know, the greatest victories of humanity have never come without struggle, without casualties, which we have had far too many. So let us be determined today that the loss of life will not be done, it was not done in vain. But we can trust in our unity here, the overwhelming display of all of us together, that when we struggle toward justice, we will find hope. and strength. And we can look to the echoes of the 60s, the civil rights movement, when they said, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome. I shall, amen, alhamdulillah.
All right. Now he said in the 60s, we shall overcome. But there was somebody that said, we overcame. Now it is time for me to introduce to you a stone thrower.